It's 11:48, and I gotta get this lit, started, so this be not just the wake and bake, but the morning smoke known as the wake and bake. On this rainy Sunday morning, January 18th, and this is the morning smoke known as the wake and bake. Since this is the first joint since I woke up of smoke, and I got the Breakfast of Champions. The lady gave me 20, and then as we were talking about the crazy dude over here, I don't know what I said to compel her to give me 3 more fives, but I got my green tea. And also, I gotta let this thaw out a little bit, but yeah. They got 2 more of these round, tasty bricks in there. And the Lord willing, the Lord compel somebody else to give me. Well, I can go buy the Bud 3 bricks right now by myself. These round, tasty bricks. And y'all hear that? Yes. I gotta let this thaw out. But, real talk, I ain't gonna lie, I kinda do like it being this kind of frozen and hard, because I can melt it in my mouth. It's more cool. It helps keep some of the cough down. Also, once this frozen, they don't stick to your finger as much. If you take too long to hold it, it will melt to your finger. But at least it holds its form long enough for you to enjoy it. I'm probably gonna do Breakfast of Champions later when that finished thawing out. But this is the wake and bake video. I'm trying to make sure my throat don't get too hot. And since my smoke is blowing away from the door instead of towards the door, I'm good. Although, I ain't gonna lie, I'm still a little curious how I got to sleep out here this long. No police woke me up. No employees came and bothered me. And I think I didn't lay down and really go to sleep right before they opened. Right before the sun rose. Laid down. By the time they opened, I think that's when I fell asleep. But my phone died. I don't listen to other stories. What if Hancock went to the boys' universe? And no. What the Blue Marvel went to the boys' universe? Because I finished Hancock. And that story, I'm gonna keep it real. The way, okay, I'm thinking there's gonna be a lot of fighting going on. There's gonna be some superhero mayhem. But the story was well written. There's quite a few typos. There's quite a few typos in there. Now, I've been listening to quite a few different stories. I think these are AI written stories. Mainly because certain grammatical errors there's certain grammatical errors, certain typos, and then the way the voice done and some of the art, yeah, it's got to be AI. It's all AI composed because whoever fed the prompts and uploaded it didn't thoroughly go over it, or they enjoyed what the AI produced and they overlooked some of the typos and it didn't fine tune it. It's, oh, this AI is good. I like this story. I like this story. But they didn't really run it through a fine tooth editor. But real talk, the AI did its damn thing though. I'ma say that. If the story wasn't composed by AI, well, whoever the writer is, they need 2 more editors, 2 more proofreaders that don't just get so hyped on the story, they actually fine tune out the little kinks. But real talk, the way it told the story, yeah, it's a solid, good story, but it's the little glitches that let you know they use more AI than humans. Because some of the errors, you can catch them. And it's like, hold up, wait a moment, pause. That should be, but moving right along. Outside of those little things, great story. And if you stare at the screen the whole time you're listening, oh, you'll be nitpicking the AI art like a month. I tell you that. And I think they're using one of the free AI tools. It's not one of them paid subscriptions that will also scrub the little errors and typos. But I fell asleep on what if the Blue Marvel was in the boys' universe. After this video, I'm probably going to do it during this video. I'm trying my best not to because I got to charge my phone up. Real talk, recording video, it slows down charging a lot more than listening to video while charging does. But it's a beautiful day. God give me $35. That's how the forecast. It said it's supposed to be mostly rain during the sunshine hours and snow by nightfall. God is awesome. And the reason why I say that, because I got just enough tree that if it do snow, oh Lord, I'm not gonna smoke a whole joint. But I'm gonna try my to me, literally smoking outside in the snow is like hitting a bong with ice with no water. Yeah. It's the equivalent with a joint. And Last time it was so cold. We had snow. I wanted to, but my hands were too cold to do so. And that wind blowing made it even more impossible. But right now, I think it says blue cheese. All I know is it feel good. And I'm probably gonna be up in McDonald's because I still got my $20 gift card. Yay! I'm trying my damnness not to set up shop right here. I mean, really, because I'm one of the local favorites around here. I can get away with it. I just don't want to push it. So that way I remain one of the local favorites. Like, man, I got 3 Lincolns and a Jackson this morning. It tells me, yes, the public around me notice I'm the cool guy. I'm at home and my father's keeping. Not homeless, not senseless, not crazy. But I'm trying my damnedest not to pull the big PC out. Now the laptop I don't mind, but the big machine can do more than the laptop. But if I pull out the big machine, I'm pulling out the tripods and the cameras. I don't got no real speakers with me, but the monitor does have built-in sound devices. I'm gonna have to call them sound devices because these are speakers. What the monitor has compared to those is supposed to be sound producers. But I can't call them speakers. After enjoying the Crusher and that deep bass, it's like it don't make no damn sense. The computer monitor can't give me a bass response like these Skull Candies, and the driver's about the same size. Literally, they're about the same size. The speakers in these headphones are the same size as the sound drivers in the monitor, but they don't sound the same. That's why I can't call the monitor sound producers, speakers, because they produce sound. But most of the songs I listen to, the Crushers, they got that bass response. And then you go put them on the computer monitor, it's like, where the bass go? We got highs and we got mid-ish. So we ain't got the lows and subs. And if these little things can produce subwoofer bass, it just makes it hard to listen to the monitor. I'd rather plug the cord that goes in the monitor to the headphones, but then I can't share my tunes. Well, I can share my tunes, but I'll be sharing the high tunes. The high frequencies of my tunes, well, almost high. They don't get that high. If you get some clear sound, but you get out the high pass, and you're working with a bypass, you ain't getting the low section, you're getting the highs. Some of the mids, but mostly the mid, upper mid, lower highs. You can tell from the way I'm breaking it down. Yeah, I'm a little bit too much into my music. I think the term is audiophile. Yeah. I grew up with them catalogs. I used to like really run through them pawn shops to find that high-end stuff at the discount prices. I grew up in the 80s and 90s when we put amps in the trunk, crossovers, 2 and 3 ways, speakers. I come from an era before Bluetooth. When we had bass tubes, boom boxes, to where you could put on your shoulder 40 watts of bass that keep the block rocking. Sometimes more. Like boom boxes won't pumping 40 or 50 watts. We had the speaker box going 250, 350, sometimes 400 watts. But I come from the era of bass and soul. Oh, don't forget, I'm from the Motown era too. I grew up in the origins of hip hop. Yeah, literally. I grew up in the origins of hip hop, the roots of hip hop, when it was an intelligent movement, before it was just a marketing strategy. I grew up with Motown. Can't nobody deny. The Motown era was the soul era. Motown raised the bar on it, but they weren't the only ones living up to that bar. But Motown was most notorious for setting the bar and elevating it. And it wasn't competition if you couldn't lift it a notch above them and make them work harder. So it wasn't just the Motown. But during the Motown's peak at the charts, they made sure the competition came with something, which made it across the board so much better. So everybody was trying to knock Motown off. Now, there were a couple of artists that weren't signed to Motown that could carry their whole goddamn label on their back. But through their cooperation and collaboration, it still gave us a wonderful 2 decades of solid soul music. In fact, I believe the Motown era showed us that, okay, soul is more than the sound that came from Motown. They're gonna play, look at country music that came out around that time. Check it out. You can't deny that country then, compared to some modern country, was definitively soulful. Still country, but it was soulful. If you look at all the music that came out in the 70s and the late 60s, there was heart in this music. Compared to the music we done got out the industry the last 20 years. There's nothing really beating the 60s and the 70s that didn't sample the 60s or inspired by the 60s or the 70s. Music to try to get away from that harmony and try to make something distinctively different. Well, it's hard to beat the best. I'm gonna say it like that. And in the 60s and the 70s, we had artists. And if you look at every decade following then, most of our best pay respect and homage to their inspiration. And they give credit to where they got their samples from. Yeah, it was real art. I gotta say, it was real art, man. Even to this very day, our greatest still recognize what greatness is by looking at what came before it. Have you noticed anyone's trying to put out some fresh music and they ain't gotta pay to use samples of? It's very rare that we get original new stuff that has the same substance to it. When they're making it just for money, you can tell it's just for money. And that'll be a new nigga next year. Let's roll back in time to the 60s, 70s, and the 80s before I came out of Mama. There was some stuff after I came out of Mama, but let's be real. Let's be real. Corporate corruption was corroding it. There's a want for people that respect art and that really produce art. We wouldn't have had shit good. Because the corporations was strangling everything out of it. The music had a serious decline when they made it more about money than the art. Humans suffer when they try to merchandise what is sacred too much. And I ain't trying to be in no deep religious conversation, but let's notice how much spirituality suffered when it became a corporate entity. You know, the base word of corporate is corpse. And that word corpse tend to mean dead. You really think about it. Seems like every time shit go corporate, it dies. Sometimes incorporating shit just kills it. You don't respect the substance and the essence of it. And you take that out of it, just try to squeeze money or financial value out of it. That kills it every time. Some of the greatest songs ever made in a studio got devalued when they started printing copies. Beyond 1 million. But we've seen a couple of artists of late come out and just produce 100 copies or 1 copy or stuff. And it may not get a lot of exposure, but the people that do get a chance to appreciate it, they notice it. It's real good. Bro, this is the mass produced garbage. Good afternoon. I'm almost done with this, and now the wind changes. Sometimes I ain't gotta say nothing. I think my eyes do enough talking. Sometimes you don't need to say nothing. It's almost done. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The wind's changing up on me. And am I still a good distance away? Okay, because I just noticed the wind started to go that way instead of that way. Okay, I just want to make sure I ain't getting too much smoke in there.
I wasn't even paying attention to that.
Okay, that means I'm still at a good safe distance. Because at first, when I first lit it, it was blowing that way. But I noticed it started to go that way. That's why I had to ask to make sure. Do I have to move down a little bit further?
You might not want to do
Okay. Seems like right now my best spot is over there at the Rite Aid. Well, I'm just far enough away from everybody. Ooh. They said it's supposed to rain all day. That's kind of putting a damper on my plans. But I got to adapt. Still comfortable out here, though. That's the good part. Let me go ahead and get these last 3 pulls off this thing. Because real talk, as soon as this rain lights up enough for me to go somewhere, I might have to exercise my legs. I definitely don't want to pull my computer out right here. There we go. Okay. And that wraps up this morning's Wake and Bake. I'll catch y'all later though. Peace.